Okay, so let's continue with the previous video. I was trying to get my options to work, and then I remember that there are two problems that I may forgot to address. So resize factor is being done correctly, and what I can do here on the components. So let me see, component on and off, paint. Let me try that just to see if it's actually in the correct place in the interface, as it should be. Because I think I may have forgot to call resize again. It's not showing anywhere. So let me try something here. So I have to resize. Okay, I have to call resize it when I resize the interface. So if layer of objects not null, I have to call it, and now it should place in the correct place. Otherwise, it's probably placing outside of the window because the original place is very high. Okay, now it's correct. So let me check now on the on and off. Update tooltip when the mouse goes over. And here I can remove this. Just have to check why the mouse over is doing that. Oh, I think I forgot to create the tooltip object. So that's why it's doing that. So let me check here on the initialization. It's going to be the display preset that I should be using. So this is something I always have to create. Yeah, I can already see a problem in here. So that's going to be during the initialization. So display preset equals new. Well, so it is being created. So why it's crapping like that? Update tooltip. Chip component repaint. Let me check that again. So during the initialize, of course, I have to create this before I create anything else. Then it's going to work. Just doing things out of order is going to get you in trouble. Yeah, so now it's working correctly. Now I just have to add the about box so it shows correctly. Then I have to add the options later to auto open. Why I'm here? Let me check why it's crashing during the closing. So file browser. Did I create a file browser objects? I don't seem to have created. So it's not null pointer. It's probably because I didn't set it as null pointer in here. I forgot. So there it is. So it's not going to crash anymore. Let me drink some water. Then, then what I want to do, because on the initial screen, I'm going to have the options to create the layers here, browse by presets and stuff like that. Let me see if the resize is working. Yeah, it's working correctly. So okay, this part is pretty much done. And what I want to do is, let me recompile this. So okay, I have my layer initialization. But one thing I want to create, so let's see here. Create UI sub images. So this is going to be for me only. It's just an admin code that I'm going to be adding. That is going to take some of the images and going to resize. I'm trying to think on what size I should be using. But anyway, it should be done in the plugin editor during the initialize process. So where is the initialize process now? It's the structure. Oh, it's another file, initialize. So I'm going to be doing this right after I load the skin. And just for me. Then I can add which images are going to be doing that for. So for now, just for testing, I'm going to do that for the background 4. Just 4 and 5, let's say. Oops. Then I go. I go one by one, and then I can resize. So I have a code that already does that I was using, so let me check where it is. Components, graphics, no. The image resample, I think, is the one that I'm looking for. So I think that's the one. Okay, I have to first create then I have this one here, process, image resize, the file, and the target image. And then I have to set this to high quality. So let's do this in the initialize. Let's set to true. Then I can go one by one. What the hell is this? Oh, come on. I don't know what was that. I think my keyboard has some sort of macro that I keep pressing, and I don't know what it shows. Oh, I press it again. What it is? What it is? Oh boy. Okay, so I need the file. So it's going to be the data folder, the skin name, a slash, and then the file name, and then the target image, which I need to create in here. So, okay, but what size is going to create? No, I need something like this. Image sample. It's using the size, so no, I need to use this one, because this one I can select the width and height. So it's going to be image resample. I need the source image and the target image. So it's going to be PNG image load from data folder, skin name, and the process images. Okay, that's the source. Then the target, and then we need a width and a height, which is going to be 4. I'm going to divide it by 4. So the target can be, source can be just 1. So I'm going to create 6 images. It's going to take a bit more space, but at least it's going to be done. So we have a source, a target, and what I need now is let me think. Image width equals get, oops, wrong position, get width divided by 6. I think that's correct. was divided by 7, width, height. So now I can go image width times R, and we start with 1. Image height times R. So now I have the image here. Now I need to save it. Right, image to stream. So I have a load, but I don't have a write. That's annoying. Let me see how I'm doing that in here. Oh, here, file name, let file, write image to stream, PNG format. Weird. So let's create this only one time. I hate auto, I really hate. I don't like to use that. So let's see the skins. The skin name and the process image. So it's going to be like that, process image. And I'm going to put this on a subfolder. What am I going to call this folder? I don't know. Let's say just sub and then number of the image. So the file name is there, it's created. What's complaining? No sub to conversion from create output stream. File output stream. It's not. Okay. Oh, I forgot. It's like that. And my image is going to be the target image. Target image. That should work. So let me take a look at my folder. So I have all the images in here. Should create a subfolder. And then what I can do when the interface is resized, I can reload a file that's more close to the one that I need, so I don't resize so much using the current low quality. It's actually high quality, but it doesn't look very good. But this other resize code I'm using, that's very it's much more quality actually. So it's scrapping out. I'm probably doing something wrong because I type it too fast. It's probably not creating this subfolder, so I have to actually create it. So create directory. It's compiling now. I'm compiling the debug version just to double check, but I forgot to create the folder for the file. Then I have to add a code. When something is resized, it has to check if it should load another file instead of the default one. And this creation of the files is not going to be done by the user, just by me. So this code is actually for me to run. Okay, so it's running. It's going to take some time. Let's see if it created sub2. Oh yeah, because I started for 1. Did it create the first background? No, it crashed. So let me see what happening. PNG helper, PNG format, initialize. So when I was trying to create, so the target image is not blank. So it crashed when it tried to create. So let's fix this first. So it's going to be sub R because it starts with 1. So it's going to be the target image and output stream. File output stream it's in there. Create output stream. Let's see if I have actually used this somewhere else. Yeah, I use it in here. That's why I use it auto. File stream. There is no... It should work like that. So let me check one thing here. Create output stream, file stream. Let me see if I'm using it anywhere else. No, I'm not. I'll not save it. 1, 2, 3. You can see that it's very slow to process just one file. That's why I can't really use it in real time. 4. I didn't like the subfolder thing. Let me just create in another way, because then I can easily test. So no directory, just delete if there is already a file. So let's do like this: file, process, get file name with the get file name without extension plus sub plus string r plus .png. That should be better. And the greatest thing about it is that it's much easier and faster to load just a file. Oh boy, what did I do wrong? Let me check again. Get file name without extension, okay. Plus sub 1 plus .png. I need file. Weird. Let me check what's the actual file name that I'm creating. So file name is going to be. Oh, I forgot to take the subfolder. So it's going to be sub. Okay, I forgot that. No big deal. Then I can do this for the knobs too, because they look very bad when you resize from 4K to 720p, let's say, which is a good size when using at a 1080p monitor. Okay, now I have 4 sub 1, sub 2, sub 3, 5. So you can see the smallest one, which should be, let's see, no. File info should tell me 100 by 500, and it looks good for the text and everything else. Compare it to just using the image directly. It's still creating so slow. Because it's creating for the 5 too. I had the 4 and 5. Did I do that? Yes, I did. I don't have to. It takes too long. I just want to test this quickly. Well, let's see. Okay, so it's finished. So if I try to do the smallest one, you can see that the text looks very bad. Here is not really a problem. The problem is that when you start loading the knobs and the background with the text, then it looks really bad. But here it looks much better. Let's compare. Yeah, it's subtle, but it is better. It's going to make more sense when we get to the rest of the interface. So let me see now. So I already created this. I'm not going to create it again. So let's remove it from here. And I want to see if I can show the details, just to double check. Here, details, tags, dimensions. So background for the original is 48.7, and the last one is 40.55. So yeah, it's a good selection of files. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A total of 6 files. The original and 5 resized ones. And the greatest thing is that if, let's say, I load the sub 1, which is 8.11.5.19, all the other files, since they all have the same size, which is 48.7 by 31.16, they are going to also load the 8.11 ones. So it should work correctly. So now I have to think how the code will work, because here on the initial, the main area, it's loading the highest version possible. But maybe what I can do is not load in here, but load when it's resized, or the first paint, let's say. So every time it's resized, we repaint. Not here, but we do repaint the whole thing. So I can do it in here. But in order to make the code easier to understand, let's create a file name here. The file equals background 5 if it's SFX. Or just go it goes for, and it's the facts. I change the file name. Then I check if background is not valid, which is a blank image. I load the image. So I do this on the first paint. And here is going to be a bit complicated, but I think I can do it. I need some form to know what size was before. So layer object point int prev size, then use the x and y of the point. This is going to be used by all objects. What I could do, well, for now, it's going to be 0. So prev size x equals get width. So I have to get, from where I'm going to get that? That's the question. From the editor, okay. Get width. So we'll also have it in there. And then we can check, I can create, so if our previous size not that, or previous size not that. So we change it. So if it's changing, it's going to load a new file. Then I can create here something I can use for everybody. So is get file name. So it's going to be get file name string file name get png file name. So I can check this then I pass the size and width, and it's going to return it. So string return file equals file name plus .png base name. Let's call this base name. So I can just go here and create this like this. Plus get base name without a png. Then it's going to return me editor get width, editor get height. And much better, because this I can then reuse everywhere. So Now I have to think of the logic. In this case, this is going to be the original file, which is background 4. But if I want to use the sub, so it's going to be sub 1 to 5, I have to check if. Oh boy. I will need the size of the files. So this is going to be hard coded because it needs to be. So if I don't need the height actually, just the width. So one thing less to pass and worry about. So if width equals or lower than 811, we're going to be using return file sub 1. Return file. Otherwise, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this is going to work, unless the logic is wrong. And maybe I can use also like this. If equals and higher than 40, 70, return file. It looks okay. I think the logic is correct. But in order to test this, I'm going to do something very silly. Let me compile, and while it compiles, I'm going to draw something on those files, just to double check. Then I can try to make it very large. I have an option on my graphics card that I can change the resolution to a higher one, even higher than my monitor accepts, and I can test it out. I'm not going to do on the stream because it's going to crap the stream, but you get the idea. So let's use this guy here. 1. No, this is 4. 4. Text. 1. Why so small? This program does this sometimes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I put 4 in here. So there's no save all. Did it save? I don't get this. No, it didn't save. What a piece of crap. I love this program, but sometimes it gets on my nerves. But it's probably my fault. Let's do this again. 5, 4, 3. Do you want to save? Yes, save flattening. Okay. 2. Yes, save flatten. 1. Yes. Okay, so it's working. So right now it's using the high quality version. And it's reloading every time, so I made something wrong in my idea. Let's go back there. So let's see. If breaks are not valid, or and this doesn't go in here, it goes in here inside the loading. So it's loading all the time. Why? X and Y, get width, get height. And again, I don't need this in here. I can change this to something just to make easier to understand. So prev width instead. Let's compile while I do the rest. Still compiling. So it's not doing it correctly. Paint, background, image. So for now, I want to check why it's always reloading. So one time it's okay, but as soon as I move it, 971. My 79. Okay, yeah, it is working kind of correctly. So, of course, it's always reloading. So I also need a previous file. Previous. In this case, it doesn't go to the layer object, but background file instead. So background file. So get file name. Background file. Okay. Now I load it. If preview file. That's not preview file. It's background file. Compare to new file. Not 0. Then we load the new file. Otherwise, we keep the previous file. Should work. I can also And it's better that I add here just in case, so it doesn't crash. I forgot that. Should work now. I just think that the image size code is not working correctly because it's still showing the highest file possible. So okay, now it's no longer reloading every time. I just have to check this guy here. So why this is not working? Of course not working because I forgot to do this. Yeah, as I say, I forgot a lot, I know. But it is what it is. So now what is going to happen is that when you resize, it's going to load the image as you resize them. And I can put a check if the mouse is down as you resize it, so it doesn't load the files as you're moving the cursor to make it a bit more smooth, the movement. Now, you want 1, 2, 3. You can see that it lags a bit because it has to load the file. But it's not a big deal, especially when we're resizing down. So let me see if I can make it a bit larger. No, I have to use my double resolution to test it out. But it's okay. It is kind of working. So what I want to do now is test the option to avoid that when the mouse is down. So let me try something here. Let me think for a minute. If editor mouse is mouse button down anywhere. If not mouse button down anywhere, or image is not valid, then and I think that's correct. It looks, I think it's correct. I have to test. Sometimes the logic is hard for me to grasp. That's why I just rather test instead. So okay, it's not reloading the file. Let's see if when I release the mouse. Nah, it's not reloaded. It did reload, but because okay, it's painting. Release the mouse. It's not painting anymore unless I refresh. So it's kind of working. So for now, I'm going to leave it to always refresh and reload the file, even if the mouse is down. Later I can rethink this. But I'm in debug mode, so maybe in the actual release it's not going to be so slow. But then again, it is, because it's going to load around 10 or 20 files. So it's better that you just do that when you release the mouse. Yeah. So I'm going to leave this like that. And what I have to do, ideally the resized, what's the name again? The resize corner should have an option for the mouse up to repaint the editor. So let me take a look if it's something I can do. I don't remember if I already tested this or not, because that's going to really save my ass. So class public. Does it need something in here? Let's see. Let's go to the constructor here, resize corner. Oh, it has a lot of stuff that I have to pass. So it's going to be the... let me check the actual file. So I can just copy. It's just easier. Oh, come on. Here we are. Mouse down. Mouse up. Yeah, it doesn't do much. So I'm going to copy this guy in there. So it's going to be component resize and bounce constrainer and nothing else. And then on the mouse up, where is the mouse up? I can call it so mouse up, a constant mouse event. Yeah. Event, and that's going to be mouse event. I don't want to do like that. I want to go like this. So that should work and give me a bit more flexibility. So when I release the mouse, it redraws the screen. Ideally, I could also Obviously, if that's going to take too long to reload the files, I'm going to put a message or something like that, but it should be like 1 or 2 seconds, especially in release mode. I'm still in debug. So 2. Nah. I think I forgot to add the repaint. So we have to get the parent component, and then do the repaint, and it should repaint all the objects. Let me put this in release mode. Then we can test the speed as well. So so I have to be careful with every layer, so I can take care of this background image and other images. Maybe I should create a more global code that handles that. So I'm thinking on that right now. Okay, so we are at number 2. Let's go to number 1. And now it refreshes. Yeah, that's correct. So let's make this a bit larger. Number 3. I could use, let's see here, food station ID, data settings. I could use that and set my size larger. So let's see, 4881, and see what happens. Now, it doesn't help me because I can't see what's going on. Oh, I can see. So it's loading the original file. Let's... what did I do? Okay. Let's try 381. Let me see on my file here which one is going to... if it's lower than 40. So let's try 41. Then it should load number 4. If it's lower than 40. Oh, lower than 40. Okay. 40. Okay. Okay, it's loaded 5 now. Lower than 32. So 30. It's loading 4. And that looks good. And if I remove this 2, should lose the default size, which is 1. Nice. Okay, this solves the problem in a much better way. And I just have to think in a way that I can do this faster, because right now, well, it's not so much, but it's also not so bad. because I'm probably going to do this for like 4 or 5 files, not for every single file. I don't know yet, but this should be for just the background files, because the sizes are related to the background files. Or just check background file instead. And then we don't need a base name, just the width that we're testing against. Because the base name, the base name we can use because it's going to change. In this case, it's background 4. And on other layers, it's going to be background 1 or 2. So what I could improve in this code is that we check it and also load it if needed. So it's going to be like we don't return anything. We just check it, the file. And we need to pass the image. Image pointer, which is going to be the background. Okay. So how do we handle this now? New file. We don't care about this one. Then the background file. This is no good. I really need to do this in another way. I don't like this. So let me try something else. The base name. Preview name. Image. Width. Then I should pass the list of sizes. It's going to be a pointer to the list of sizes. And then I can use this for anything. So previous name, so it's going to be background, previous name, the background file, background file, background sizes. Now we're getting somewhere. Then I can create this in here into background sizes. It's going to be 5 values. And I could even create even better to keep things more organized. I could create another class just for that. Image. Because things can get very chaotic very fast if you don't think about everything. File, image sizes. Then if I want a different set of sizes, I just pass it out instead. I'm going to add this later, but it should be something like that. Background. Wow, that's a lot of work. Then I can just pass like the file, the image. Then I can pass this image holder instead. So with a base name. And I can also add this base name to the image holder. Oops. No, that's correct. Base name, that's correct. I think that's correct. So, and that can also hold the image. So you don't need an image, you don't need the list of sizes. You don't need the previous name. Oof. Image holder. Base name. But I have to create this on top in here. As a subclass of the actual thing, so it should work now. Then for every image that I'm going to create that needs to be resampled, I'm going to have always 4 individual different ones. 0, 1. Oops, this image is valid, not valid. File equals image equals that's a lot of work, but now it's a generic code that I can use for the other images, as I will need a lot. So now, background, image not valid, image not valid. Then here I just go and pass the background and the size. It should work. So that's it for today.